Oh,
Hi everyone, I'm Isaiah and I'm here with my twin flame Sage,
and
and we
oh,
are here today
yeah,
to talk to you about what to do if you are in a quarantine situation with transphobic people.
right.
So I'm actually in this situation, so I want to uh, let you know that it's okay and you don't have to live in an abusive situation, and you have options.
Yes.
So the first and most important piece is healthy boundaries. So if someone isn't respecting you or listening to you, um, it is appropriate and healthy to place a boundary there. If someone isn't respecting you, don't have a relationship with that person. Don't interact with that person,
Yeah.
um, because you are teaching that person, then, if you want to have a relationship with me, this is how you need to treat me. And if you don't treat me that way, then we don't have a relationship. And it is completely healthy and appropriate to do that.
Right.
Um, so, like, for example, just for me, like, I've honestly just been trying to stay away from the people I live with as much as possible. Um, but honestly, there's better ways to do it and to live
Yeah.
than doing that. Like, um, first thing you should do is um, tell the people you're living with how you feel, and you know if they want to interact with you and have a relationship with you, then you need to call me by the correct gender, recognize my name, and like, there are certain things that these people must do if they want to interact with you.
Mm, yeah.
um
Um, yeah. And do so if you feel guided to. What I mean by that is like, yeah, just ask your heart, like really, you need to trust yourself, like choose to trust yourself and do what your heart authentically tells you to do. Your heart is really intelligent. It's like intuition. It's like your gut feeling. You could just have an upset where you're so afraid that if you tell them something terrible will happen. So heal that upset, but still go with your heart. And if your heart says that it's like if it's such a um, hostile situation that you should just like leave, then just like leave, and we'll talk about that later. But I just
yeah,
want to mention that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like how to go about leaving.
yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
yeah,
um
but
yeah, so yeah, we'll definitely go more into that because that's really important too.
yeah,
um yeah, so if you are able to put up healthy boundaries and um say how you're feeling, um it could be a good case where the people you're living with accept what you say, and you can continue having um, either a healthy relationship, which would be the best, or you can at least have, a civil relationship. Um, if that isn't the case, though, our suggestion is that you continue living in this space as if they're not there, to be honest. And we don't mean that in a mean way. We mean it in a way that um, you're respecting yourself by doing that.
yeah,
Because you aren't compromising your way of life, then you're not withdrawing yourself from
mhm,
your way of living at all. And that's the most healthy thing for you to do, especially in a quarantine situation when things are already so um, out of the ordinary. And And yeah, that way you're further reaffirming um, with the people you're living with that if you want to have a relationship with me or interact with me, um, you need to respect me and
Right.
respect who I am and what I've been telling you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, let's take them again, like kind of through the steps and through the flow of what that's like. So I guess the first thing would be to do your inner work, probably.
Yeah, definitely number one.
Right. So number one, do your inner work, and like we'll go into that. And then number two would be, determine which course to take if you really do want to confront them and express yourself. If you genuinely feel guided to just up and leave, I guess. But then the third step would be to do that, to like um, express yourself to them. And then the fourth step would be to, see how they respond. If they choose to respect you, it's fine. If they don't choose to respect you, then don't give that respect to the unloving choice, and don't give respect to their unloving lifestyle.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
make yourself small and like feel like you have to shrink and like hold your breath in order to
Yep.
live. And during this whole process, more upsets are going to come up. Like you're going to feel, you're probably, going to have bad feelings come up, and you can just love yourself there, and you can feel at peace and feel better with the mirror exercise, which is yeah, it's taught actually by our spiritual teachers, Jeff and Shalia. And yeah, we'll link you to, some videos where you can learn more about the mirror exercise. But it's very transformational, very powerful. You'll be surprised at how much it like changes you. Like you'll feel so much better. Your relationships will improve, and it's going to become easy to do these quote unquote like difficult things. Like, oh, it's so difficult to stand up for myself, you might say. And it's just like, well, that's because you have a block. You have an emotional block to standing up for yourself. And if you heal that emotional block, it's going to be easy. I'm not going to say like you're not going to be nervous when you stand up for yourself, but you're going to be connected to your power. And when I stood up for myself, since I do like, my inner work and heal, when I stood up for myself and from a healed place where I felt at peace, I felt very powerful. And not only that, but I have experienced people in my life choosing to respect me and my boundaries and choosing to treat me better. And so I can have a deeper relationship with them. And in the places where they don't exactly get me or relate to me or really see me, I can't have a relationship with them. So there's kind of like a wall. So it's like partial. And it's okay if it's like kind of like mixed and partial. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I was living through that too, where it's so difficult to do that. But if there's something that's absolutely fundamentally unacceptable, then that's it. Like it's the nuclear option on that relationship. Not saying fight, but just like completely, like if they're really abusive people, choosing to be abusive. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So yeah, it's just like loving yourself and feeling your feelings through the whole process is key, and
Mm-hmm.
not just like following steps that people tell you.
Right.
It's about your own heart. Um, that feels complete. I've said my piece. Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Go.
And the mirror exercise is how Sage and I
Mm.
have come to this place of truly loving who we are,
Yeah.
and that's how we've found each other. It's how we deepen our relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Um, and it's through mirror exercise and our spiritual gurus, Jeff and Shlia, and everything they teach.
Yes. Amen. Praise.
Yes, and oh my gosh, it's just brought us and our union, our harmonious union, which Sage and I have together as true twin flames.
Have a team
Yes,
and our DP.
it's brought us so much peace and relief, so much relief. so much relief just within myself and in our union, because we're able to kind of just relax into who we are, into the natural energy of who we are. And it's so liberating. There's nothing better than that feeling. And we have that feeling because we know how to love ourselves, because we have followed this teaching. Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen.
Yay.
Yes. Yes, sister girl.
Yeah. So that's it. Basically.
Well, so we want to talk about also some support that
Oh yeah.
you can reach out to if you are in a situation um, that is not reaffirming of your gender and of who you are. So we want to share some resources with you. And we also want to share what we are planning on doing, like,
Oh yeah.
and it's something that you could look into for yourself if this is something that you think would work for you.
Yeah.
So we can share that too, because
Yeah.
you know, it's an option for everybody.
It's an
Uh,
option.
so first, I'm going to read some resources here from the Trevor Project that are available to everyone during this quarantine time. Um, and Sage and I are going to share this website as well, where we found all of these resources.
Yeah.
So everyone will have
Yeah.
them. So the Trevor Project, of course, has the Trevor Lifeline. And this is the hotline that you can call for any youth if you need any help and you're part of the LGBTQ community. It is a 24/7 crisis and suicide prevention lifeline. Then there is Trevor Text, which is a service that allows LGBTQ plus youth to text a counselor for support and crisis intervention. There is Trevor Chat, which provides live online help for LGBTQ youth plus trained volunteers and other organizations that actively encourage young LGBTQ plus the LGBTQ plus community to reach out for help are the LGBT National Help Center and Trans Lifeline, which is a phone hotline for and by trans people. So there are options out there if you feel you are in an abusive situation, or you feel you're in a situation where you don't feel safe being yourself. And I also just want to share what Sage and I are planning on doing.
Yeah.
So we are planning on renting an Airbnb so that we can just be together and live together. That way, number one, we can be together, and two, we will both be living in a healthy situation then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also right now during quarantine, it's just an easy way to find somewhere to stay
Yeah.
because other options, it's more difficult.
Right. I mean, it's a temporary.
Yeah.
Good for like a temporary situation. It's good for, you know, like you can get like places. A lot of places will have like a monthly stay discount, right?
Mm.
And so don't look at the price and be like, oh, it's like 30 or it's like $50 a night. And so that's going to be 50 times 30. It's going to be $1,500, you know, and no, like see like how much it would be to book it from, I don't know, the first of the month to the last of the month, right? And you might see that, you know, there's a discount there for the monthly, and it'll be probably comparable to paying like rent and utilities and other places around for a month. But, you know, you don't need to like have proof of income, and you don't need to have, what else do they require that you proof of income, and oh, a security deposit, right? So you just like, it's just like you're just paying the thing, and you're not living with like some shady landlord who's like, sure, pay me the money, and then you get there and they like torture cats for fun or something. Like, I'm just saying random shit, but anyway. So yeah, that's our advice. That's what we're doing. If
Yeah.
you do that, and if it feels good to you, then that could be an acceptable like choice for you. Or to just move out and get your own, proper place if you can. You could even spend a lot of time working, at some job where you can, like, what is the thing called that we do? Instacart, and then DoorDash, and then you can be like, okay, I'm just gonna, well, it feels good to me to work my ass off, so I'm hardly ever at home, and then save the money up, and then go get a place to be temporarily. Like, maybe that's the good option for you. I don't know. But I'm just, giving you, offering ideas for you. Because I want you to be happy, and I don't want you to be stuck in some fucking miserable situation, So, yeah. Oh, one more thing. Feel free to comment if you have, and if you have this kind of challenge, like you live in anywhere from like a slightly uncomfortable to an abusive situation, feel free to comment and reach out for any help and advice, and we would love to help you. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and yeah, don't forget to check out all of the resources below our video for our spiritual community, the spiritual tools in the exercise. You find you will be accepted, you are accepted, and you are supported. You just need to claim
100% accepted and supported.
Yeah, our community is so accepting and supporting and loving. It's online, so you don't have to like move to like rural Pennsylvania or some shit, So that's all I've got to say with that. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for watching and joining us.
Thanks.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.